Okay. All right, it is 6:41. I'm going to go ahead and call this open session to order. If everyone would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a quorum. I'll entertain a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
I'll make a motion with a change of spelling on, I think it's supposed to be Hartley's down.
Oh yeah, I just noticed that too.
Okay.
I didn't know we were buying Harleys.
Harleys. Sounds
I
good to
think
me.
Mr. Caffey's thinking of that retirement a little bit.
Harleys Davidson.
Provided that correction, I have a motion by Matt,
Second.
second by Adam. All in favor? Okay. Unanimous. Anybody here fill out form for public comment? Okay.
Nope.
Move on to the consent agenda items.
Make a motion to approve.
A motion by Doug,
Second.
second by Adam. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Approval of the bills.
Just a couple quick questions. Do we get any reimbursement for Discovery School?
For foster children, we do, yes.
And then I saw we had several reimbursements for different things like the food, and there were several
Those
things.
finally started coming
Yeah.
back in,
That's
yes,
nice.
yes.
Is winning streak, I'm assuming is basketball stuff? That gets
Warm-ups?
It gets reimbursed from,
Is it
Someone?
through their SA account? They did a fundraiser.
that's all I have.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Adam to approve the bills for payment. Second. Second by Matt. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Move on to administration reports.
The only thing I would just reiterate from the written report was we had our kiddos represented us really well at the state level with Beta, and
How many kids did we take there?
I'm trying to remember. I think there was 9 that all together that went. But they did a good job, and like I said, the banner, like these that we see behind us, they competed, got third in the state in that. So, really exciting to see how they could do it at nationals. But and not just our Beta kids, but I just want to brag on our kiddos a little bit. We got some good kiddos that's doing some good things out there. You know, whether it's athletics or academics or Beta or FFA, or we got a lot going on. So they are definitely moving in the right direction, I think.
Did we have an individual girl that qualified for nationals too?
Yeah. And she got 4th in a digital art.
Yeah.
Which it blows my mind how they can do that, but it was awesome. I mean,
Yeah,
it was really cool.
Yeah, I saw our Beta kids went and helped with movie day today for the younger kids, and chaperoned kind of cleaned up.
And what Mr. Shaw was saying is, as the movies were getting ready to end, the Beta kids were helping clean up the lobby and taking turns using the sweeper that picks up the popcorn. And Mr.
Yeah.
Benson took some
I
of the
heard all
junior
about
high
that.
kids back into their theater and had them pick up all the trash. You know, just representing really
Yes,
well.
very, very nice. Very nice.
Nice.
And the elementary concert, I know that was in the written report, but it was really cool to see a packed house. It was neat. So
We're pretty excited about the growth we're starting to see in the evaluate scores.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you could just touch on that a little bit for us.
Yeah, you know, so we take once a month math and reading, and it gives us all of the data back and gives the teachers some really specific data on, you know, if they can identify if a lot of their students are struggling with a particular standard, or if they've mastered a standard and can move on past that. And in December, in the junior high in particular, we had 31 students score proficient or advanced, which is only halfway through the year. So the expectation is that those 31 will score that on the MAP test in addition to whatever kids that grow between now and when we take the MAP test.
Very nice.
So some of the things that we implemented last year and we built on this year are starting to show some success. And when we come back in January, we're gonna add to that math component in our 8th hour and in our RTIs in elementary. So we also have reached out, talking about the 6 acres over there, reached out to the Merrimack Planning Commission and also to Missouri Department of Conservation. They both have people in the state that can give advice and ideas, and also they are both hubs for grants for things that we might be able to do at that property. So
Very nice.
hoping after the first of the year that both of those agencies can come out and give us some ideas and suggestions on how we could use that and what kinds of things we could do with it and go from there. So,
Awesome. Thank you.
Just add a couple of things. We
Just real
got.
quick before you start on yours.
Sorry.
Now, I know that the testing embargo has been lifted, so now we can start looking at our map and EOCs and look at other places too. So I'm hoping we can get something put together for
Yeah.
maybe next month's
I think
meeting.
we've got 6 of those out of our 9 conference schools. I think we got 6 of them compiled so far.
Okay.
So, but
So
yeah,
maybe in January.
maybe January. Yeah. Yep.
That'd be great. And I know it's very, very difficult to do any kind of comparison. I'm not asking for one. I mean,
Right.
as far as back years, because
Oh yeah.
Just-
it's impossible.
Just want
Yeah.
something that
I just
shows-
want to see where we were, where we've been,
Yeah.
and state averages for those years.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Yep, go ahead.
Sorry, Randy.
No, you're fine. The one thing I wanted to talk just real quickly about was we had got some, wasn't really ESSER money, it was more of a, what was that called per se?
It was for the relief of,
Relief, COVID relief funds. We got just a little over $10,000 in COVID relief funds for food service. And since we contract our food service out, what we would be able to use it for is equipment. So we talked to Rachel this last week, told her that she was going to have about $10,000 to use for upgrading some cafeteria equipment. And so that was good news for her, because I know she's got a couple of things she's been wanting to try to upgrade.
Nice.
And then everything else is going pretty good. It's been a pretty busy week. We'll end tomorrow at 12:30. We've got staff Christmas party tomorrow afternoon at 2, so if you want to come by for that, you can. So, but everything else
Where will that be at, Dr. Cappy?
it'll be in here.
Thank you, gentlemen. We can move on to the facilities and construction bond, an update on that.
I put Mark under this category because he wanted to come by and tell you guys something, and so I actually put you on the agenda, and this is where I put you at.
So I get to speak now?
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
Only about 5 words, though.
Let's see. I guess I'm done. First off, I wanted to thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to do work for you regarding the security system upgrade for basically the outside of the school. And I think you would agree with me that we probably have, I hope you would agree, we have about 80+% of the outer perimeter of the school covered with 4 megapixel cameras, which are very clear. And that includes the bus barn. It's very well covered as
Please
well.
don't say what it doesn't include.
I will not.
Okay, thank you.
So, and within that, which is really nice, you have right out here on Wolf Pride Drive, just right outside the elementary, which is a very good shot at the street. You have a license plate reader, so if there be any incidents.
Good.
And then also on the bus barn, there's a license plate reader.
Nice.
So someone pulls in there, if they do have a license plate, who knows to this day and time, but typically they do front or back. But you probably have a pretty good chance of finding out who may have done that. I do also want to apologize for the lengthy amount of time it took to get things done. But we did get it done. And I want to thank everybody as far as the staff for, I came in and worked a lot of odd times, so a lot of some nights and stuff. So thank you all for that. And also, you have a 3-year warranty with all that. So if there's any issues, we'll make sure to get you guys taken care of. And then I'll help as much as I can as far as doing what I can. So
We appreciate you coming down and doing it.
does anybody have any questions about any of that?
Blind spots, any?
You know, there are some, like the gate down there, we really don't have a camera on it. I did put on my final notes, and Dr. Caffey knows that. I'm
Kind of as
gonna
long as we're aware.
I'm gonna add 2 cameras at my expense. They owe me some warranty money, my company that I buy from. So as I acquire those 2, I'll come down and put those in.
Okay.
At no charge. I think a good spot would be down at the gate, aiming, what would that be, south? To get the gate, and then that last building in there, which I don't know what you guys call that at this time. But actually, when you do come in the gate and come down to the new, what is that, a ag building, I believe? That's all covered real well. So.
Okay, good.
But there's a couple areas that the couple cameras will really help.
Makes a difference. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming, Mark. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your help. And we had to integrate all that to your system, so
Yes.
it's a little bit of work. But.
Good. All right, well, let's talk about some air conditioning bids.
I included a couple of bids for you to look at. One of them is, let me get them pulled up here. Sorry.
It's all right.
You've got HVAC bid number 1 and HVAC bid number 2. One is from IFS, and you can see what that base bid includes and the price. And then the other bid is Hartley's, that's HVAC bid 2. And you can see what that includes for their bid and the price on it also.
I'm not really an HVAC man, but is there something really big different between those?
Oh, just 300,000.
No, I understand that part.
I didn't see it. I couldn't see it.
I couldn't either, but I'm not super knowledgeable when it comes to that. But
You want to share that?
And I'm not a HVAC person either, so I'm going to just do my best on this. But the Hartley bid is for split systems. Basically, the type of systems that are in there, and that is what he said that he felt most comfortable bidding, that would be our best bet for efficiency and electric. The other bid is for, I believe it's called a DOAS system, and it's it uses fresh air, and there would have to be a couple of equipment closets also with that. Carl had asked about a split system bid. This company didn't provide that. He had also asked Hartley about this type of system to be bid. Hartley said that they didn't want to bid that because they felt it would be too expensive, and with the price of electricity in this area, that it could possibly be more costly than
Well,
what
that
we would
requires a
want.
three-phase system that would be tough to get more power. I mean,
Yeah, that alone would be expensive
Yeah,
in
it
Newburgh.
would. I don't think this is feasible for our,
The IFS one,
yeah, just as far as
Yeah.
power, I mean, I think we're already.
that's my thought too.
We did have one other company that was interested in bidding, but he was not able to due to illness. But we did let him know that this is just phase one of our HVAC, and we've certainly got more HVAC to do. And so he'll be able to bid in on that also.
Is there a timeline that they gave you, or did we give them a timeline?
For the bids to come back?
No, for
The project.
project to be finished?
No, we have not done a timeline on a project to be finished. We've not done any type of contracts or anything like that.
Okay.
I'd say in that, we probably need to see equipment availability before we put a timeline in a
Sure.
contract on it, because I know a lot of this is a nightmare to get right now. I'd
Yeah.
say that's probably camera issues as well.
Yeah, those mini splits though weren't
Yeah.
quite so hard to get. Those mini splits are pretty easy to
Are
get
they?
hold of.
I think that's probably, if you go with the mini splits, we're gonna have to just ask Hartley's what's the timeline look like?
Yeah.
Because I would think now would be a good time to work on that kind of stuff, but I don't know.
So do you need a motion to accept one or the other?
Yes, if you
Sure.
wanna accept one of these bids to do the
Now, we're gonna
phase
use-
one air.
What money are we using for this, so we clear?
I think we will start with bond money, because that's the one that we have the circle of requirements around, around to spend. And then if we did have to come back with ESSER money, we have that ESSER money sitting there that we could transfer to Fund 4.
ESSER 2 money,
Yes,
since we haven't been appropriated ESSER 3 money yet?
yes,
Waiting on the legislature to vote on that?
yes. And so we've saved
They
quite a
have
bit
till
of money
April,
of our,
right?
they
Okay,
have till
till
March.
March, okay.
Yeah, and it'll probably be
March.
Since we've been able to save a lot on our bond money,
Yeah.
I think it'd be wise to use that. We don't want to be sitting on our bond money. I mean, we need to use it for
Yeah.
facility
No, that's what
upgrades.
we-
Oh, no, and this was a
And-
list of
And this was
projects, I
on
think,
one of
too.
the, this was, HVAC upgrades was on that
You
list.
bet.
That's great.
So I think we need to start with the bond money, and like I said, we can always have the opportunity to move a little more money into Fund 4.
Yeah.
And real quick, this has nothing to do with HVAC, but the 2 buses came today, and we did cut that check, and that is another, we won't use bond money on that. That will be a transfer.
They came from Conway, is that
They
right?
came from Conway, but they've been in St. Louis for 2 or 3 months, getting
Serviced.
service, waiting on new parts, getting stripes on our name on it and that stuff. So
Awesome.
that reminded me of the money
I
part.
understand,
Yeah.
it's okay.
But, so back to HVAC.
I'll make a motion that we accept Hartley's bid and move
Second.
forward with that project.
Okay. A motion by Adam to accept Hartley's, second by,
What is that, 75 something?
yeah, let's get the
Was
amount.
it 70 or 74 or something?
I just got out of it.
74,838.
Okay, second by Doug. All in favor? Okay, motion carries. Unanimous.
74,838, Amy.
Thank you.
Okay. Very well.
Do we have any, before we move on, Charlie, do we have any updates on our building project, on where we're looking at for our next steps or materials and?
Ag building?
Yes.
Garage doors here yet?
They're ordered.
I know, I understand it.
You
I
and
didn't
every
ask-
kid
I
ask me
didn't
that
ask that
every
question.
day.
Didn't ask that question. Asked, are they here yet?
Might be 6 more weeks, but they're ordered.
Taking
I
a
haven't-
while.
I tried York, but he didn't get back with me on
So-
the electrical meeting, but
I think it went well.
Door company.
Ms. Strain and I walked through both the remodel with him and the new shop portion. Laid out everything, what she'd like to have. He threw out some ideas for some different ways to do things. He's gonna send her a list of questions varying from, how many amp requirement it is for these welders versus,
Right.
and some specifics there. We need to get the information off of those blueprints, and then he can print his own copy, and that way he can use them as a baseline.
Yeah, so she's got some plans there that we're gonna mark up.
Okay, good.
Basically, there's electrical's the next phase,
Okay.
and the existing building down there, absolute electrical nightmare, so it's
Yeah,
gonna, all
we've
the
talked
whole
about it.
system's gonna have to be good.
Vacation.
Yeah, he looked at those boxes. The boxes are good. He's just gonna take everything out of them and then build from them.
New wire over there,
Yeah.
so electrical will be pretty,
I feel like
one
that's
into
probably
the
what you
other.
learn.
Okay, on the existing building, are we good? Are we gonna have to modify the layout that's in there, do some more construction within it, or?
Possibly some, that's something we're gonna go over tonight as far as the layout that she needs in there, and then, once we get that figured out, then we'll get a plumber in here to get plumbing ran and things like that.
Okay.
And as the electrical, once all that electrical gets done, the plumbing gets done, then we'll start putting it back together.
Okay. What are you putting on the walls inside the new building?
As far as exterior walls,
No, the interior walls, I'm sorry.
the
Is it gonna be drywall or?
shop will be metal liners.
Okay.
And then we haven't really discussed what kind of finish we need on the inside. I'm not exactly sure everything that she's gonna be doing in that
Okay.
part of the building.
Just curious.
But the shop will be metal liners.
Sounds good.
Um,
I'm just curious. We haven't heard one on it for a while, so.
Is York coming down to do an electric bid on that?
Yeah.
They were
That's
Did
what
I
we
miss
just
that?
talked
Did I
about.
miss that?
Yeah. we met last-
He's been down
Must've
to
been
to
daydreaming.
see what it is, and he's putting it together.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's what Mr. Clark
Yeah,
was saying?
yeah.
I couldn't hear a word he was saying.
yeah, they came down to the preliminary walkthrough, got some ideas, threw out some ideas, gonna send a list of questions for amperage usage and what they're gonna need for all that.
Lots of pull downs,
And then,
lots and lots of pull downs.
Yeah.
You can't have enough.
and then they're gonna make some new plans so they can mark them all up and get everything
No,
laid out.
no better time to put all them in than right now.
Can't put too many
Lot-
right now.
Huh?
Can't
That's
put
the
too many in
conversation.
right
You
now.
can't put them, you just put as many as you can in there, 28. You gotta add them everywhere.
And when you get done, add about 15, 20 more.
You get done, add 5 more, yes. Don't add
I
20,
would
but
say the next 3 months, things are gonna be tightened up, closed up, sealed up, electric, and then when we go back,
Yeah.
we'll be starting finish work. Which, and then, the outside gets a whole facelift, new handicap ramps and stuff in the front.
Mhm. Yeah.
All that is start taking place, so that it's obviously ready for.
Do we think we can have it completed by the end of this school year?
Be ready for the beginning of the school year.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Cool.
If we can get garage doors.
That's kind of hard to move equipment in, but I guess we put plastic up, but it's not gonna hold much back. Thank you.
Do you guys want me to give you an update on the Callahan property?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Callahan property contracts have all been signed now. I'll get that to Wiggins Abstract tomorrow, and we'll start the closing procedures.
So all the business part of that was taken care of and we're good to go?
Just use the template from,
No, I mean, everything that needed to happen has happened?
yes,
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
or so we've been told.
yes.
As long as we're clear.
Right.
okay. Well, let's move on
In
to.
case you don't know, we're buying the property right behind the ag building. That house that's right there, it was the Callahan property, we are purchasing that, so. Who knows what we'll do with it? Parking lot, greenhouse. Who knows?
Right.
Green space, landscaping, build something and tear it
Okay,
down.
let's move on to action items, minimum wage, classified salary schedule.
I had said a couple of months ago that I would start working on a minimum wage salary schedule to see what that might look like. Minimum wage is due to change after the first of the year. We have a couple of 3 options. We can change with it, or we can, this gives you an opportunity to look at it. We don't have to meet minimum wage because we're a school district. This is something that could start the 1st of July. So we have some leeway there. If we did this particular salary schedule, you can see the current salary schedule on the left side, the new salary schedule on the right side, with $12 being the base salary for with $12 being the base salary on for five positions. We actually don't have the cook server supervising cook columns, and we probably won't need those since we contract that out. But if you did this particular salary schedule compared to the salary schedule we have now, the approximate difference you've got in the old salary schedule, $940,132 in salary, and approximately in the new salary schedule, based on this years of service, $956,768. So you're looking at about a $16,000 increase straight across the board to do this particular salary schedule. If you implemented it in July, it would be approximately that much, plus your steps for your returning employees. And then if you did it in January, it would be approximately half that for the remainder of the year. And this is really just the first draft. If you see something that you think might need to be different, then we certainly can change it.
Not really gonna have much choice to.
Well, it keeps you at least competitive, even though you don't have to do minimum wage, it's still,
If you wanna find people.
yeah.
Yeah, good luck if you don't.
And this also maintains that smaller step the first 5 years, and then back then to a normal step on year 6.
What is it that you're asking us to approve? Just the minimum wage salary schedule? Or are you asking us to change it for January 1?
Well, that's really, I thought that might be the discussion on this. Is it something that you would like to change January 1? Is it something that you want to wait till July 1st? Is it something you want to continue to look at? Or if this looks good, then we can work off of this salary schedule for next year?
I personally think January 1 would be.
I think January 1 would be nice. That would,
Yeah, I just hate changing another year. It's hard.
it creates a little work.
To lose people because they can go.
And they're gonna leave for 35 cents an hour.
Other people are offered.
Plus they get their insurance paid. So it's a big benefit.
It creates a little work for Amy, moving it in the middle of the year.
I like the salary schedule as far as how it looks.
It
and how
looks
we're
okay?
paying, as far as how we're paying and the steps of how we pay. That looks very, very good to me.
Okay.
I'm very pleased with how we have the categories set up for each category of individual that we have. I like that. And then seeing the steps so that when you come in for a job, here you go. Here's how we pay.
Here's the
Really
cost.
Because
Yeah.
not everybody has that. Okay? I mean,
No.
especially for non-teaching staff. They don't always have that. So,
Is it doable?
January 1.
I can make it happen.
but,
I'm just throwing that out. That just.
sure, no, I
I'm just-
understand.
I
I'm just,
mean,
I think,
Retention is a
but
big deal for me. I just.
we signed contracts for the 21-22 school year, correct?
Well, we don't
Everybody has-
we don't have
We don't have a
contracts
contract for,
on any of these
We're getting ready to
people.
go on a break. Amy's not gonna have anything to do with me.
well, I'm real good with the schedule. I'm hesitant to try to change
In the middle of the
pay in the middle of the year. So for me, it's better to change at the beginning of the whole new school year, July 1. So for me, yes, I like the change, I like the schedule, put it that way. But any changes to what we currently have for pay should take effect when we do pay, July 1.
Well, and if you do go ahead and approve this salary schedule, at least our non-certified people can say, hey, this is what I'm gonna make July 1,
That's true.
you know?
I'm fine with that too.
So that way they have they already know.
Yeah.
There's no
Now, the
question.
new minimum wage takes effect January 1 though, correct? For
Yeah, I've not
11.15 an
looked,
hour or something.
I've not looked at that for a little while, but seems like we've had that discussion before, and January was I don't think they've changed it.
Yeah. I don't know. I understand the not waiting and it's all clean and cut and it's easy to do, but yeah, it's only 35 cents an hour, but to some people, 35 cents an hour is quite a bit for another half a year.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just
No,
saying,
I understand what you're saying,
But
that
I'm,
too.
Books wise, it's.
board
Yeah.
paid insurance is a big benefit.
Yeah, no, yes.
That 35 cents an hour isn't gonna compensate for it. That's my point.
No, I get you.
Change it when we do the contract. I mean, started at
That's fine.
July.
So effective July 1st,
Yeah.
Do we
this
need a
will be the
motion?
new non-certified salary schedule. Yeah, that gets this part off our plate for the spring.
I think the rest of it, I think it, like Doug said, I think it looks
You're
really
good
good.
with- I mean, it looks fine. I don't see anything in there that is incorrect or,
I tried to make it as fair as I possibly could.
look fair. Look very fair.
I'll make a motion that we accept this salary schedule starting July 1, beginning of next school year.
Motion by Adam,
Second.
second by Doug, all in favor. July 1st, okay. Motion carries. Well, that brings us to setting the next board
We
meeting.
don't want to change that day.
Huh?
We don't want to change that day.
We have a scheduled guest for that day.
We've got reservations. Yeah. Okay. No, we don't need to do anything. I'll entertain a motion to go home.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Nat, second by Adam. All in favor?
All right. Thanks for coming.
Are you a nay?
Good to see you, Mark.
You all.
Doug,
Hope you all have a
making
Merry
the
Christmas.
You do the